In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to get sound from a program such as iTunes or Pro Tools out of the Macintosh computer into the NRV10 mixer and out to your headphones. There are two places we may need to modify settings in order for this to happen. One is in the software preferences, where the computer tells the software where to send its audio signal, and the hardware settings, how we set up the NRV10 mixer. Let's start with the software preferences. On the dock, there are two icons. One says System Preferences, and one is Audio MIDI Setup. I'm going to go to the System Preferences, and here there's a little icon for sound. I'll click on that. This will tell us all the available hardware input and output devices, and also a tab for where we want any sound effects, any warning beeps to go. So let's look at the output. You can see I have the DigiDesign MBox Mini selected. If you want to use the NRV10, you simply select that device. This should take care of any software output routing, but in case you're still having problems, you can check the Audio MIDI Setup. This shows a similar list as the sound window. Notice there's a list of devices here. These are all the output jacks and hardware that's connected, audio hardware. This is the same list here. Notice these three icons right here, the smiley face, the speaker, and the microphone. This reflects the settings that are happening in the sound preference. So if I were to go to input, let's say, right now I'm set on DigiDesign MBox 2. There's the microphone. I'm going to click the NRV10. You'll notice the microphone moves there. Same is true with the output. Let's say I wanted my sound effects, my little beeps and plink sounds, warning sounds, to come out of the NRV10. I could choose this list here, choose NRV10, and now all the system sounds are going out there. You shouldn't need to change anything in this audio device window. It just reflects what's currently available. This is where you do all the switching of inputs and outputs. Alright, now let's check our hardware. Here's a screenshot of the NRV10. There's lots of controls, but we're only concerned with a few sections. We want our headphones to be plugged in here. We're going to turn up the levels on channels 1 and 2. That's our default output. And we will also need to work a little bit with the master fader section here. Alright, so I'll take you step by step through that. Start with the headphones. You plug in the headphones here. This requires a 1/4 inch TRS or tip ring sleeve jack. Most headphones come with an 1/8 inch jack and have an adapter to make it larger. You'll need that adapter. Scroll down to the main mix section. There's a switch here for the headphone source that needs to be set to main mix down at the bottom. You'll turn the main mix fader up to 0, what we call unity gain. We'll also turn the headphones fader up to 0. At this point, you may not be hearing any sound. Then we go over to channels 1 and 2. We make sure that the FireWire enable buttons are depressed. This means that these channels will be receiving an audio signal from the computer and not a microphone that might be plugged in up here at the top. So this button depressed, this button depressed. For a proper stereo signal, we'll want the channel 1 pan knob hard left, channel 2 pan hard right, not as they're shown in the picture. And finally, once we begin playing a signal, bring these faders up gradually to reach a comfortable listening level. Be sure the mute cue buttons are not depressed, that will mute the signal, and that all these other knobs here are set straight up. Okay, once all that's set up and you open a program, you should be able to hear a sound. So if you open a program such as iTunes, press play. And everything should be working for you.